On this stream, we are going to make some decals. Okay. I got to do a livery for Portal Korner, and but I got to make a couple decals for him. And so I figured, why not stream the process, right? So what I've got up here right now is just an example of something I did on AI, just searching for, or not searching, creating an image. I said, create a sim racing logo for somebody named Portal Korner. The logo shouldn't have any color gradients because color gradients don't work well when you try to import an image from somewhere into Inkscape, which is the program that I use, which pretty much everybody uses as far as I know, to edit or import images and then turn them into SVGs, which is what's required to upload to Gran Turismo 7. Hello, Mr. Daytona. What's up, man? And I've got my comments on my phone right here next to the computer so I can hopefully see them a little bit better than the last stream. But anyway, so yeah, when you do an AI created image that you want to turn into a decal for Gran Turismo 7, you've got to tell it to be as simple as possible. Tell it you want a solid color background. I usually just say solid black. Tell it you don't want it to be 3D. Tell it that you want no more than about 4 total colors. Any more than that, and it starts to get hairy when you're trying to do your slicing in Inkscape. Um, so yeah, this is just a thing that I created here just to start with. And already I can tell right now I don't like how it says sim racing at the bottom. It's a little bit too busy in the middle, so I'm going to tell it to just try to make it a little bit simpler so that this isn't so painful when I go import it into Inkscape. So make the image simpler, get rid of the text sim racing. Um, let's try that, see how that works. This is the most painful process, is just going through all the AI steps to get the image to look how you want it to. And then it gets more painful once you import it into Inkscape, but we'll get there. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. So it didn't really do much. It did get rid of the sim racing part, and it did kind of simplify this middle part a little bit. So we're going to try to work with that. I'm just going to go ahead and download it and see what happens. Download image. So now I'm going to go over here to my downloads, and there's the image right there. And then I'm just going to import that into Inkscape. So this is what you'll see when you, and by the way, Inkscape is free. Anybody can download it. I'm sure there's probably premium versions or whatever, or you can donate them, I think. But if you just want something for free, Inkscape is what everybody recommends. So when you double click on it, which is this little icon here, it'll pop up with this menu. And I'm just going to go new document. Audio's good? Awesome. Thanks. Appreciate it. And it always pops up with this canvas vertically. I don't like that, so I always like to, and I can never remember where that option is. Maybe it's in view, orientation. No, that's not my canvas. Where's my canvas options? I can never remember this, but whatever. We'll just work with it vertically for the sake of the stream. So all you're going to do is you're going to import your image. Import. And let's see, I've got it under Gran Turismo decals, images. Actually, no, it's in download right now. I didn't move it yet. But let me do that so it's there. So I'm just going to move this over to images. Pop that bad boy right there. Go back into Inkscape. Might need to refresh this. There it is. All right, open. And I don't really mess with these. I'm sure you probably can. I did mess with this smooth optimized quality one time, and I didn't notice a single difference. So ever since then, I just kind of leave it alone. Hit OK. It's going to import your image. Now it's like super large, obviously. I want to lock the aspect ratio before I do this, otherwise it'll get all stretchy. And then shrink it down. Put it in the middle of the canvas, and then you can zoom in by hitting the control button and then using your wheel. So we'll zoom in a little bit there. And then, so right now it's just an image. Right now, this is not workable. We can't upload this into GT7. We've got to get it into an SVG format, and we've got to get it into its layers where we can manipulate it a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and save this file that I'm working on, though. Save as. And we'll just call it Portal Korner 1. All right, just so I've got it saved. And then we're going to go over to, we have to trace it out. I'm trying to remember where that one is. I might have to just go over here. Trace bitmap. Okay, so go to trace bitmap. And now here's where you've got a lot of options here. Black and white obviously ain't going to be very good for single scan. We want to do a multicolor scan. And let's see, where is it? We don't want to do brightness steps. We want to do colors. That way we can get our colors. Slip, what's up? AKG, what's up? I've got you guys on my phone over here on the left. So anyways, we've got multicolor. You want to select colors. Now remember, I told AI don't give me any more than 4 colors, because after that it gets a little hard to make the SVG file small enough in order to upload it to GT7. GT7's requirements are ridiculous. The maximum you can do is 15 kilobytes. 15 kilobytes is like nothing. So anyway, I went to colors. Now because I told it only to do 4 colors, I should only have to scan it 4 or 5 times roughly to get most of the colors that I want. Now you can see it kind of changes when you reduce the number of scans. If I go back to where it was on 8, you can see that the driver here on the car has got like a lot more detail. He's got some glaring on his visor. He's got some gray in his suit and helmet. And as I reduce the number of scans, you start to lose some of those details. Now his suit's all straight red. So you see, the fewer scans, the less detail. But I think I like this one here. I don't really care about detail in the driver's suit and body and all that. See, like Daddy AKG funds on the left. Son of a bitch. So I'm just gonna go with 4. Keep it simple, and we'll see how this works. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply. Now what that does is it overlays your bitmap trace on top of your actual bitmap. So then you can pull this off and see we still have our original bitmap here, and we can move it around. We can kind of like move it out of the way, whatever. And this right here is what we want to work with. So what I usually like to do, and this is the reason why I tell AI, make the background a solid color, usually just solid black. And the reason why is because you want to be able to separate out that background so that your decal is not going to include this background. And the way you do that is you can come over here to, what is it, object? Yeah, object ungroup. And you see how it just ungrouped everything, right? So now you can kind of pull off everything in layers. Now it's going to layer them according to their colors. So this little yellow Gemini signal here, or symbol, is going to be the same on the same layer as this yellow in the flags here, the checkered flags, and also around this border, and probably this portal in the background of the race car. So you don't want to try to move that yet, because then you're going to move that whole entire yellow layer. I'll show you how to get rid of that. But the black layer, let's hope Okay, yeah, so that's not what you want right there. That is not what we want. Because that just ruined. And this is part of the trial and error too. But we can fix that. Not a problem. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of our image there. Let's go back to AI. Let's tell AI use, let's see, make the background of the image, we'll say like green, something totally different, so that when we drag it away from everything, it's not going to pull off the stuff that we want, hopefully. This is where it gets tricky trying to use AI to start with an image. Sometimes you're better off, especially if you're just doing text, um, just creating the text in Inkscape. Okay, so now this kind of sort of worked here. So now, although we've got green in the background of the checkered flag, that might not be a bad thing actually. So that would be see-through. Basically, once we get rid of the green, these parts where you see green here in the checkered flag would be see-through on the decal. So when you go to post it on your car, whatever color you're putting it on, that's what color this green background in the checkered flag would be. So let's try to work with that, see what happens. Download, go to my downloads, take the image, move it over to, whoops, just the image. Move it over to images. You can see I had to kind of do the same thing with this AKG logo here. I had to make the background green so I could pull things away from it. Okay, so now we got that. Let's go back to Inkscape, import. And let's pick this one. Yes. And let's see. Let's move it over here. Shrink it down. Okay. And now let's try to do our bitmap tracing again. Let's update our preview. All right, let's try 4 again. And let's see what that does. See what I've missed in the chat here. I posted your live link on my YouTube. Thanks. Wooden Spaces. We don't care, AKG. We already know you like to suck. Contrast, you are weird and also lame for using AI. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, AI makes it honestly difficult as hell, and it'd probably be easier if I just created my own shit. But here we are. All right, so let's go here and ungroup. And let's see if we can pull away this layer. Why does it keep doing that? Oh my god. All right, let's just trace with a little bit more detail then. Let's go to 5 traces and see what that does. That's a little better. It kept this detail here. All right, maybe that's it. We just need to do more tracing. We can always delete all the extra ones, so not that big of a deal. Let's try 6. It's getting there. Try 7. Does not want to keep that background on there for some reason. Let's go a little bit higher. Okay, that switched the background color when I went to 8, so maybe that'll fix it. Let's do that. Ungroup. Okay, that's what it was. So now we kept our black in there. So now we can just trash this right here. Don't need it, don't want it. And then in order to get rid of, this is what I was going to show you. In order to get rid of this guy, see now it's going to include everything that is that color in the same layer. So there's obviously some gray in here. So what we need to do is we need to delete those nodes. So then what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to this button. It's called the node tool. You're going to select your node tool. And what that does is it shows you all of the different nodes, basically all the points where it has to change direction to make the lines, to make that picture or whatever, that shape. So you can see there's like a shit ton of nodes here, but we only want to delete these, which is pretty easy to do. So where did my nodes go? Oh, because I got off the layer there. All right, so I've got that layer selected. I'm on my node tool. I'm just going to highlight these nodes and delete them. And boom, they're gone. No more Gemini symbol. So if we were to just stop here, let's just save it. If we were to stop here and try to import this into Gran Turismo 7, I can already tell it's going to be way too big. Let me go ahead and get rid of this too. I can already tell it's going to be way too big. So let's go look at our file size. And it is in here. Let me update. What did I call it? Oh, I call it Portal Korner 1. So it's 418 kilobytes. It's like insanely large, way too big. So that's not going to work. So this is where it gets really painful. What you got to do is you got to go in here and select each layer. So let's select red. And you've got to delete unnecessary nodes. So like nodes that aren't required to make the shape. And what that does is it deletes data, basically making the file smaller. So doing that with red is going to be a little tricky because it makes up the letters. Maybe we could delete some of these nodes here. Like, let's try this one, for instance, and see what happens. Yeah, see, that wasn't necessary. That didn't really, did it, actually? Eh. Yeah, it kind of changed it a little bit, so. But here, look at all this red in here. So we don't need, really, the red in here because the yellow is what makes the shape. If we click on the yellow, see it has its own nodes to make those shapes. So we can really essentially turn this red here into just a solid background behind the yellow, and the way you do that is just delete all the nodes, right? So if I go in here and let's say delete these nodes from the red, you start to see, well, wait, am I on the yellow? I think I'm on the yellow still. No, I'm on the red. Okay, let's see what happens if we delete some of these yellow nodes. Okay. That's weird. Usually what will happen is if you just delete all these nodes, it just makes the background red. Maybe I just didn't delete enough. Let's see. Let's delete that guy. This is a tricky one. This has got a lot of nodes. Yeah, this is a tricky one to work with here. This would probably take a lot of time. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, now we're making some progress. Now you can see that the yellow, if I click on it, it's still there. It's just behind the red, so I just have to bring that to the front. So I can literally just come over here to object. Is it object or path? Object. I believe it's object. Where is my bring to the front button? Not group. I want a layer. Oh, right here it is. Forgot they don't call it the same thing as like Microsoft does. So you want to say rise to the top. So there it is. So it's still there. Okay. So we just got to keep deleting these red nodes that are causing it to not fill in that area. Okay. We're getting there. I don't know if I want to mess with these here because that would end up probably turning this whole entire thing red. And if that's the desired effect, then let's see. That's what she said. So yeah, let's see what that looks like. I can always just hit undo. Let's go in and just grab all this and say delete. Okay, it really didn't do much of anything. Cool. Yeah, see now, yeah, it is going to turn that guy all red. Which might not be a bad thing. Let's not do that. Okay. So now we've got a lot of nodes deleted. Let me zoom out here. Go back to this. And yeah, it turned this whole guy red. But sometimes you got to make sacrifices because if there's just too much detail in it, you just can't get it down to file size. Let's just save it and see what it looks like file size wise. Bet you it's still way too high. Yeah, so we're at 371. We cut off quite a bit though. But let's go look at the other colors and see where we can slice some things away. The yellow is so busy here. I really like this kind of portal look. It goes with the name Portal Korner. But man, it's taking up a lot of data. I'm thinking we might just have to get rid of it just in order to get it down to the correct size. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of at least that. At least that. Yeah, that's a lot. Let's just kill the whole thing. Okay. And then there's another, I don't know what that is. What color is it? Let's bring that to the front and see what it looks like. It's some kind of off red. We definitely don't need that. So let's just delete all of that. See, this is why when you tell AI, keep it simple and only give me 4 colors, it doesn't always work. It'll give you like 3 different shades of red. See, boom, all that deleted. Now all I have is this red. Okay, let's see how much that got rid of. Save. Refresh this guy. File size 252. We're getting there. We are getting there. So I think what I'm going to do, I kind of don't like these, kind of don't like how these flags come out here. I'm just going to get rid of them. Boom. Clean that up. And then let's go to the node thing and get rid of these guys. Same here. Clean this up a bit. Yeah, we don't need all that. Okay. And this looks like some kind of secondary gray color too. We can probably get rid of a lot of this stuff too. So let's just delete all of that. It's not necessary. Would almost be better now to make the cart more centered within the back. Yeah, yeah, I could probably do that. Depending if it's on the same, I don't know. If it's on the same layer as all the rest of the stuff, it might try to move it all together. But I can see if I could split path into separate things. So yeah, I could try that. Get rid of the yellow flags. Yeah, yeah. Get rid of the random black behind Portal's name. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get rid of that. I'm going to keep just the shield black background. I was waiting to get to that, but you're right. 100%. So let's continue getting rid of this trash here. Don't need that. Okay, it's getting cleaned up now. Honestly, I don't even know what color I'm deleting. It's just one of those secondary colors. It looks like it's probably like a super light gray. In fact, let's see if I deleted that. Yeah, that does nothing. Probably can just delete that entire layer. Oops. Well, it did get rid of my gray. So let's keep that for now. All right, let's work on the getting rid of the black behind. I can grab it. Yeah, that's it. Oof, there's a lot in there. Yeah, every single one of those. Hmm. The problem with deleting the black, let the background be filled in by car color. It's definitely cleaning up better, yeah. AI adds shading. I know, even when I tell it not to. Looks like shit. It's AI slop. If I see that on the track, that's funny. All right, anyways, where was that? Black. Yeah, let's see if I just get rid of all that. No, don't want to do that. Am I on the red or the black? What the hell? Oh, probably because I have to bring the red to the front. Let's go, where is it? Browse to the top. Now let's click on the black. There we go. Where is the node for this guy? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Man, there's just so much black on here that to make up this cart. Well, okay, so a couple of things here. Number one, I didn't really try to fine tune the AI image. I just wanted to like get started with something. So I didn't really kind of like the image that it gave me. I just kind of, screw it, we'll work with it and see what happens. Um, and I knew it was going to be a little bit difficult because of how detailed it was. So that was problem number one. Number two, this is a very long, painful process. I'm trying to like haul ass through it and speed up and not be as tedious about it because I'm streaming right now. But normally I would literally sit here if I really wanted to keep this logo, I would sit here and like go way far in and start deleting single nodes at a time. Super painful process. But let's say for the sake of the stream and for the sake of everybody's sanity watching, let's just speed this up and I'll just try to keep Portal Korner, just that for now. Just so I can show you guys like the actual upload process. So let's just delete this shit and let's just see what the actual, see, look at all these secondary like red colors and stuff that it's just hiding underneath layers and layers. This is the problem with AI. They can't make anything clean and simple. But let's just go with just the text. Actually, I might keep that right there. Let's delete this guy. Delete that. Get rid of that. Okay. And let's get rid of this. Don't explain yourself to hating ass people. I don't recall him saying he was a graphic designer. Yeah, I'm not. I'm using free software and I'm using I think it's a 13 or 15-inch laptop screen. Like, this is not my forte. And this is why it's so painful to upload decals to Gran Turismo 7. You can't just tell, hey, AI, make me this image, and then import it, turn it into SVG, upload it to Gran Turismo 7. It's not that easy because of the freaking size limit. Now, if they didn't have a size limit, dude, you could make some freaking amazing decals in Gran Turismo 7. But the size limit is what kills it. So it is what it is. This is what we have to work with. And I'm definitely not a graphics designer. But dude, I don't care. Like the haters, they don't bother me. Shit, if anything, they're just adding comments to the channel and making my views better. So keep up the hate, bruh. You're only helping me actually. The more you talk, the more the algorithms work. So keep on hating. Haters gonna hate and ain'ters gonna ain't. I got thicker skin than that, bro. No keyboard warrior is gonna fucking piss me off. I don't give a shit. I really don't. He's good, Rati. Yep. He's trying, and this is something people want to know. Yeah, and like I said, if I really wanted to get that logo to work, I could do it. It would just take hours. Let's see. I know he's doing more than I can. In fact, it's better than what I could do. Make sure you tell him to hit that sub button. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you guys like this, you want to see more of this, hit the subscribe button. Um, if you don't like it, that's fine too. But thanks for stopping by. Congratulations to everyone else that can do better. Maybe suggestions more than nonsense comment. Yeah, like I said, it don't bother me. But we're gonna get this thing going here. We're gonna get it down to size. We're gonna get it usable, and uh, and then we're gonna upload it to Gran Turismo 7. And I don't know if I'll use it for Portal's livery that I'm gonna do for him, but this is more just kind of like a quick, hey, this is how you do this kind of thing. So let's see what size that is now. Save. Where am I at? Oh. Okay, we're down to 45. That might be workable. And the reason why I say that, well, you're like, oh, well, you said it had to be 15. It does have to be 15. But 45 might be workable because of a brilliant thing that some guy created, and I don't know who he is, but it's called SVG Oh My God, or SVG OMG. And basically what it is, it's a web app. You just go to the website and you can take your oversized SVG. Obviously, you can't take like a 500 kilobyte SVG because it's not going to be able to condense it down enough. But if you can get it kind of in the neighborhood, like 45 might be in the neighborhood to do this, then you can come over here and you can either drag or drop, or you can just say open SVG. Let me close this out. Wait, nope, not that. Inkscape. Let me close this out first. I think I already saved it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to see the file size. But close that out. Come back over here. And let's, where is it at? Portal Korner, open. So it's going to bring it in here, and you can zoom in, zoom out, whatever. And it has a million options over here. Let's see. I don't know if I'm okay with doing all. Yeah, you're right, honey. It is something I just enjoy doing. It's kind of therapeutic. But if you come over here on the right, there's like a million options. I don't know what 99% of these options do. I'm sure there's somebody out there smarter than me that does. Um, but I do know a couple of these options, like a number of precision, transform precision, stuff like that. And if you look down over here, it gives you a percentage. This is, and ignore this file size is, it's always going to be wrong, but the percentage is kind of close. So it's saying basically that if I use these settings as they are now, but when I do this compression or whatever it does, the file size will be 86.48% of what it is now. So clearly that's not enough. I need to condense it down more because my file size is 45, I think is what it was, kilobytes. I need to get down to 15. So I don't know what the percentage of that is. What's 15 out of 45? 33%. So I need to get it to cut 66%. So I need to get it to be 33% of what it is now. So if I take down my number of precisions, you can see the percentage drops. You can also take down your transform precision, which I try not to go too low with that because I don't want it to be super ugly. Um, and it doesn't even seem to like lower the percentage. So let's try it with the highest setting. Let's go down to, let's try this. What is that, 2? Let's see what it looks like. So it goes into your download. So you want to go over here to your download, and it's at 19 kilobytes. So that's not enough. So we'll just go ahead and delete that. Go back over here. Let's turn down some transform precision. Maybe that'll help. I don't really want to go down to 1 number of precisions because then you can see actually the image when you change from oops, when you change from 2 to 1, you can see how the image gets crappy. The corners, the edges, they all kind of just get dilapidated. So I try to keep it at 2. Um, that doesn't really retify mark. I can turn that off. It saves me like a fraction of a percent. Multi-pass. That doesn't really save anything. Let's try this. See what it looks like. So go over to downloads. We're still at 19. Not enough. So it's looking like I'm going to have to cut too much out of the SVG in order to get this compression thing to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into Inkscape. Yeah, I already deleted that. Okay. I'm going to open the Portal Korner SVG. And I'm going to do some other little tricks here. I'm going to go back to the nodes, and I'm going to see if I can find some of these like hidden colors that are behind colors. And you actually, let's not go into this. You can kind of do that by like moving the layers, right? So this is all one right now, I believe, or is it? No, it's not. Okay. So you can move the layers apart from each other, and you can find all the random stuff that's in there. Like honestly, I don't know if I really care about this outline. I could always just delete that. I don't remember exactly where this was, but somewhere in here. I know those two guys were together. I think it was like, yeah. Let's go there with that. Let's go here. Whoops. Go right there. Okay. And the other thing you can do is you can resize your canvas, which might buy you a little bit. But let's save that. Let's resize the canvas here. There's a shortcut for it, and I can never remember. I think it's like Control. Well, let's double check. When in doubt, resize canvas in Inkscape. Shortcut. And it's Shift Control. I thought it was Shift Control R. Yeah, Shift Control R. That's it. Okay. Let's go back to Inkscape. Shift Control R. Boom. All right, so that canvas shrinks down to the actual size of the image. And we can just group everything if we want. Group, save. All right. And now let's see what our file size looks like. We're down to 20. Okay, this is going to be easy. So, shoot, we can compress the hell out of that, no problem. All right, so let's close that out. Let's go over to our little SVG, oh my god. Open SVG. Go to Portal Korner, open. There it is. And we can probably do quite a few numbers of precision because we don't have to cut down very much at all. And let's see what that does. Downloads. See if I can catch up on chat here. Something to G2G. Oh, got to go check on dinner. Yes. Good job, honey. I like that portal decal. TC Rati Khan, can you send the original image to me over PSN? The original, let's see. This one? Is this what you want me to send to you on PSN? If it is, yeah, I can send you any of them. We'll be back in a little bit. Gonna put you up on TV and make this dinner right quick. Yes, the original. Okay, yeah, I can send that to you. So I got to take care of myself. Yeah, I'll send it to you after I'm done here. No problem. Where was I? Oh yeah, so we're at 20 kilobytes. We're really close. This is going to be easy. Oh wait, I already did the download. Where is it at? Over here. 14. Yeah, so we're good. So now I'm at 14 kilobytes. Now I can finally, and I'm going to rename it, and I'll tell you why. Because sometimes, even when you get it down to size, even when it looks good in Inkscape, you can open it up, it looks fine, everything's fine. For some reason, sometimes after you upload it to GT7, when you go to look at the decal in the game, it'll put an artifact across it, like a streak, like a random streak. Just weird stuff happens, right? So I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to call it 2. That way I don't overwrite my other one that I was working off of. And so now I'm just going to take my, I can refresh that, get rid of that. I'm just going to take my Gran Turismo decal uploader here. I'll take my image. I called it Portal Korner 2. Go over here, drag and drop. And I'm just going to name it Portal Korner. And I'm just going to hit upload. Now you can see right here, everything looks fine, right? But you always got to double check. And I don't even have, hold on one second. Don't have my PS5 turned on. Now you guys won't be able to see this because I'm currently, my capture card is over there, way over there, and I'm currently just streaming with the video source being my computer desktop, my screen, my monitor. So you won't be able to see, but I can log into Gran Turismo here real quick, and I can go to my decals. Showcase, go to my items, and there it is, and it actually looks pretty damn good. It's a little, so I did notice it's a little off center with the gray little corner bracket boxes, so I can fix that and just kind of redo the process real quick. This is why you always gotta like double check everything, but so let's go Inkscape, open, and go back to Portal Korner 1. Excuse me. Open. Go ahead and delete this off of my, because it doesn't look right. Alright, go back over here. So my little corner brackets, the gray, they were kind of off. So I just need to zoom in on those and make those a little bit more straight or even. Alright, so I'm going to go here, ungroup. That ungroups everything. It was this guy right here, the light gray, or the dark gray one. Just need to move it up and over a little bit. I should have checked it a little closer before I did all that. So that looks kind of good. It's still a little bit off there. Maybe I can just move this guy, the light gray one. Okay, I've got a little gap here between the light gray and the dark gray. No gap there. Yeah, see, and it always wants to try to snap to something. So it's a little tricky to try and. There we go, let's do that. undo. Yeah, this is one of the frustrating things with Inkscape. I'm sure there's a way to turn off like the snap, or maybe even just reposition it by, oh, here we go. Maybe we can do it like this, x-axis. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, let's go up with this guy a little bit on the y-axis. Whoops, wrong way. There we go. So let's try and get that same gap between these guys over here. Let's go a little bit on the right axis. Okay, that's a good gap there. It's pretty close. They're not overlapping. That's the important thing. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's save. And let's go look at, it was this one. We're at 20 kilobytes, so we're going to have to go in here. Open. Portal Korner 1. We'll just leave it the same number of precisions and everything. Download. Go to our downloads. Rename it to 2. And then move it over here, and it's going to overwrite this one. Yes, replace. And we're at 14 kilobytes, so that should work. Then we're going to go to our decal uploader, put it in there, get rid of the 2, upload. There it is. And now let's double check over here. And there it is. Actually doesn't look too bad for just kind of hauling butt through it just to kind of get something out there for the sake of the stream. It looks kind of okay. Let's see. What's the original? Wow, you look way more like Butcher when you're on my team. From The Boys. BRB, my friends. Quick reminder, maybe get yourself a light closer to you so you're easier to see on. Yeah, so I'm not even using my Logitech webcam. I'm using just the camera built into the laptop because I didn't want to move my whole setup over here to this desk because my rig is like, well, you can't see. My rig is back that way. Um, and so I just kind of wanted to do something quick and easy. I figured plus nobody really needs to see my face that clearly when the whole point of this is like going through all these applications and windows and stuff and showing everybody how things are done. I figured, well, nobody wants to see my giant head covering half the screen anyways, so. But you're right, yeah, the lighting here is not good. I do have one of those ring lights. It's just over there sitting on the floor because I just kind of wanted to do this quick and dirty. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. Um, but, oh, Henry, what's up, man? Hello, I see the keyboard warriors about. Yeah, yep. We got some new keyboard warriors too, Henry. If you scroll up, I don't know how far up the chat you can see, but there were some keyboard warriors. But it's all good. You'd be surprised how many people watch the person compared to the. That's a good point. That's a good point. You're right, and I should have set that light up. I thought maybe there'd be enough lighting, but there's not. But yeah. So I will actually, if you're near your Gran Turismo 7 right now, I'm gonna go ahead and share this decal so that you can go look at it and see what it looks like in the game if you're interested. I'm just going to call it Portal Korner. Let's say first portal decal. I'll make the keywords portal and corner spelled with a K because that's how he spells it. Spelled that right? Yep. And then I'll just put my what I always put on the stuff that I upload, contrast. All right. It's open to all. Boom. So if you want to look at that on the game, now you can go find it on the game. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to do. I did wanted to do just a quick stream, kind of ad hoc, last minute, impulsive stream, because I was going to do this anyways, because I want to start working on Portal's livery that I'm going to do. So, but I figured, hell, why not stream the decal making process? Because I don't think I've ever seen anybody stream that. I did watch a bunch of videos, particularly from GT Jesse, who did really good instructional videos on. In fact, everything I've learned about doing this, I learned from watching GT Jesse's videos. So, if you want a more in-depth look at it, um, he's really, really good at explaining it. But let's see. Subscribed. How many? Oh, so yeah, I already read that. I think you're fine. About to go play some soccer with people around the neighborhood. Go get them. Yeah, so that's it. I think I'm gonna end the stream there. Um, just a little quick one. And I appreciate everybody for jumping in here, throwing a like, sub if you subbed, whatever. I even appreciate the haters, because like I said, man, it don't matter to me. The haters coming in here and talking shit, they're just helping me. So tag your video up, all that for people to use this for info. Oh, yeah, yeah, put tags in the video so people, if they're searching for like how to do decals, they can use this. You're right, that's a good point. Yeah, I'll check the PSN messages and I'll send that video or that image to you, Slip, the original. All right. I'm out of here on that note. Signing off.